Okay, don't act like y'all don't remember the snake and the prep.
Crap.
Hey, y'all remember the Cabbage Patch? I remember what is it? The Roger Rabbit. Y'all remember them dances? Don't be
Hmm.
acting like I'm the only one that was born in the '70s. And you know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, work with a sister here. Okay, let's jump into it. First of all, let's get it started from the top. Okay, I'm your girl, your best friend, your next door neighbor, the one and only Natasha Cash.
And I'm T Dub in the building.
Woo! And y'all know what it is. It's Sunday. It's 6 o'clock. It is time to jump into some conversation. Today we are talking about what in the world are you wasting your time on? Are you making your decisions worthwhile? Can you tell your future self, or can your future self look back and say that was worth it?
Or, wow, what a waste of time.
What a waste of time. Listen, life is short, and we need to make sure we on the ball about what we're spending our time on and what decisions we're making for our lives. Because not only does our decisions affect our lives and ourselves, our decisions affect our children, our
Hmm. Hmm.
families, our co-workers, our neighbors, the person you interact with at the grocery store, the library. Like, decisions affect just not just you,
Even the world.
even the world. So listen, it is so important for you to make sure that whatever you are spending your time on, it is worthwhile. Because guess what? If you spend your time on something that's not worthwhile, you can't get that time back. Now you frustrated and you aggravated, and you don't see any good results from the work you put in.
Right. How many times have you done something and then you try to do it again or you try to do it better and it just don't quite come out the same?
Just don't come out the same. So it's important to
So try to nail it that first time.
try to nail it the first time. Listen, my word, if you've been paying attention to the show, if you know me personally, I always use the word intentional. I always tell people that it's important to me to be intentional about relationships, about jobs, about my singing career, about my acting career, about my marriage, my children, my grandchildren. I mean, it's just important because if you're not intentional about what you're doing, then you're fake, you're phony, you are not keeping it real, you're not authentic, right? It's important to be authentic. Because if you don't have good intentions, what other intentions are there to have other than bad intentions?
Yeah. Or you just trying stuff.
Exactly. And who wants to try stuff? Listen, we are middle aged, right? Ain't nobody got time to be trying stuff. We got to be
Hmm.
intentional.
Anybody got time for that?
All right, so we're gonna jump into it. So think. I want you to think about it. We want you to think about it. Are you wasting your time? Are you doing something worthwhile? Are you putting all your eggs in one basket? Are you just do you have tunnel vision? A lot of people have tunnel vision and don't even realize it. Are you just focused on this one thing? Oh yes, this one thing has to work. I heard Steve Harvey say one time, I don't have a second choice. That's a great mindset because guess
Mm.
what that says to me? That
All
means
in.
I'm all in.
Hmm.
I am all in, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to work. To me, that is being intentional.
Yeah. And, certain things you want to have a backup plan for, but just, when you go after something, go all in. Be 100,
Mm-hmm.
1,000
Yeah.
and going all in. And
Yeah.
don't have in your mindset, don't have in your mind that, okay, I'm going to fail. Always think that, you know what? I'm going to win this.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it with all I got. But once you put failure in there, then you're making that an option.
I like that. Oh my, that deserves a hand clap. Ooh, that was good. Yes, you are making that an option. Sometimes people say, like getting married. I know people that have a lot of money, like getting married and you have a prenup, right? So it's like, okay, I don't know if this is gonna work. So go ahead and sign these documents. So just in case it
Hmm.
doesn't work, I can keep my Porsche and my house and my money, my bank accounts and all this stuff. So I love what you said. It's like you're making failure an option
Hmm.
when you put, your heart and your mind and your soul into something and you're saying, I'm not going to give up until I succeed. I'm not going to give up until I reach my goal. You're not giving failure an option. You're not letting we tell our vocal students that you can never come to any of our vocal lessons or sessions and say, I can't do that.
Mm-mm. Nope. Nope. I can't is we don't do can't.
We do not.
That's a bad 4-letter word.
Yes, it is a bad 4-letter word. So we do not do the word can't. Everything is, I tell people, like even in my job, I respond to people and tell them, listen, when you respond to me, if I ask you about a specific event or date or meeting or anything that's happening, don't respond to me and tell me, my executive is not available. That's not working for me. Okay, I've given you Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. You tell me if you say your executive is not available on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, then you need to give me some options on Wednesday and Thursday that your executive is available so that I can work with what you gave me. Don't just stop right there and say, nope, that's not going to work.
Because obviously you looked at the calendars to see that your person was not available, which means you're able to see
when they are
available.
It's that was another good one. Hallelujah. You saying them today.
I'm right there already.
Yeah, you saying them today. So I gotta make sure McCurry don't have me on here looking crazy
you
now.
Cute.
I'm cute. Okay. I just want to make sure. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. You cute.
Okay. I look like my mama. Shout out to the queen. Okay, so before we get more into our topic about what we're spending our valuable time on, I want to talk about some things. I always give a thought of the week, so I'm going to read my thought of the week. So the thought of the week is to do something today that your future self will thank you for.
Not your future self as in tomorrow is the future. But if that's how you do things.
Don't put $5 in the bank today and be like, tomorrow be like, ooh, thank you. Thank
it's
you,
still
girl.
there. It's still there. I told you I could save.
Okay, listen. No, I'm talking about things that will make a difference in your life in the future. Like we save now, 401k, savings account, life insurance, all that good stuff that will, in the future, you'll sit back and say, woo, I'm glad I did that. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So again, do something today that your future self will thank you for. All right, so let's talk about a couple of things in the news. We are still praying for Jamie Foxx. Listen, I have heard multiple reports and read multiple reports, but I'm not going to believe anything until I hear from Jamie Foxx. I have heard that, he was paralyzed after a COVID vaccine that was mandated for a movie set that he was on. I've heard that P. Diddy was coming for him and tried to take him out. I've heard that he had a stroke after losing his scruples because somebody in his camp stole over $40,000 from him. I mean, I've heard all kinds of stuff. At this point, I'm just like, I'm gonna just be patient and wait for Jamie to talk.
Please, Jamie, be able to talk.
Be able to talk. I know that he is one of the artists that is on your bucket list to see as performers live. And so yes, to see him live. So when we heard the news about Jamie Foxx having a medical episode, it was kind of heartbreaking for us because I know that that's one of the artists that you definitely want to see.
Yeah, we've been searching.
Yes, I've been high and low. I'm like, if I had to buy a plane ticket to go see him in concert in another state, I'm gonna take my baby to go see Jamie Foxx.
Because he's so talented.
He is extremely talented, from comedy to stand-up, to sitcoms, to movies, acting, to singing, imitation. I mean, his impressions are impeccable.
Yeah.
Doing the whole Ray movie when he did Ray Charles, that was, phenomenal. Phenomenal. That was out of this world. Fantastic. So shout out to Jamie Foxx. We love you, Jamie. We pray for you. We hope you get better soon. We definitely want to see you on the stage again, on the big screen again, stand up, whatever you're going to do. We want you to be able to do it again. So our prayers go out and go up for Jamie Foxx. Another person that we want to pray for, we lost the queen of rock and roll, Miss Tina Turner. And it's crazy because I was just watching a YouTube video of her doing an interview probably about a month or so before she passed away. So shout out to the queen of rock and roll, Miss Tina Turner, and prayers are up for her family, and may she rest well in peace. Yes, because she was the bomb. Another actress, Shannon Doherty, who you may know from 90210 and Charmed, was diagnosed with breast cancer, which spread to her brain. So we definitely want to send our prayers up for her and her family, because she's only 52 years young. And I know that this is a hard time. She's going through a hard time. And so we definitely want her to know and her family to know that they're definitely in our prayers. I've been following her story. And it's really heartbreaking that cancer has done so many nasty things to such good people and taken the lives of such young people and such amazing people. And so, we shout out to the physicians and the caretakers, the medical assistants, and anyone associated with anything to do with research and science behind finding a cure for cancer. And we hope that one day soon that we'll be able to all celebrate the cure that we pray comes sooner than later, and not many more people have to lose their lives to this deadly and crazy disease. So again, prayers and shout out to Shannon Dougherty, her family, and prayers up for her current situation. We're praying for a turn, because God is able, God is good, and God can do it.
Oh yes, indeed.
Yes. So The Rock had a TV show called Young Rock, and it was in its third or fourth season, I believe, and it's been canceled. Womp, womp, womp. Ooh. Yeah, it didn't go so good. Honestly, I hadn't heard a lot about it anyway. I think it was a show about him, talking about growing up and how he became The Rock, going from wrestling and now into acting and all that good stuff. And I know he does a lot of stuff with Kevin Hart and some other actors and stuff. But Young Rock, I didn't hear much about the television show, and it's been canceled.
Yeah, I saw some previews, but never tuned in.
Yeah.
And yeah. Although I like him, I like to see him in movies and stuff. He's not one of those people that I feel like as soon as he come out with something, I got to see.
That's very true.
So,
yeah,
but I do. I do like him. He's he seems to be, from our perspective, a really nice guy.
Very nice guy. And you got to be crazy to hang out with Kevin Hart. you got to have a couple of loose screws to constantly hang out with Kevin Hart, because Kevin Hart ain't rap tight at all, but he's another great actor and comedian. So we're hoping that The Rock lands another deal, which I'm certain he will, because he's in the circle. So I'm sure that he'll land something else and it'll be good.
Yeah. So St. Pete Sneed says that it was good.
Oh.
So I guess we got a vote there.
We got a vote. Well, we may have to check out Young Rock and see what it's about.
Yeah.
Because we got one vote that says it was good.
Yeah. There's been a lot of shows that have come out and disappeared just as quick as they've come out, but that were actually really good. And then some of them have been like overproduced, where they put so much into the show that it didn't leave them to with much to do with the rest of the shows.
Yeah.
Like Marlon.
Listen, he's on our list. I was getting ready to say the same thing. So we watched the very first episode of the Marlon show, and it was so funny. I mean, we laughed from beginning to end. It was so funny. We watched the episode probably 3 or 4 times because it had so many funny moments in that first episode. We were just expecting the entire show to be absolutely hilarious, because I was like, if you have writers that can write this type of comedy and present this type of show, then I am all in, 2 feet in. But it just didn't go that good.
Yeah, it didn't. And it was good. It was good. But you know what? Show by show, it just kind of lost a little bit. Then it was like, okay.
And you know what? A lot of times, like, you can have a good actor, like, Marlon Wayans. I believe he's a good actor. But if you don't have good supporting actors and supporting actresses, you cannot carry a show by yourself unless you're doing stand-up.
I don't care who you are.
I don't care who you are, because you can't do, half of the joke and do the punchline. Like, let me tell you something. What's the show with Wanda Sykes and Mike Epps? Oh my goodness, I have to look it up. But anyway, that show right there, now that's funny.
Yeah.
You have Kim Fields, you have Mike Epps, and you have Wanda Sykes, and the kids are funny too.
Yeah.
So that is one of the shows that you have to watch. I'm getting ready to look it up to see what the name of the show is, so we can talk about it. So while we're talking about Marlon Wayans, I ain't want to gossip, so you ain't heard it from me. But Marlon Wayans was taken off a United Airlines flight and missed his stand-up show in Kansas City. So yes, let me tell you what happened. He was on a plane and he had like 3 bags, right? Because on the plane you're supposed to take one personal item and one carry-on, but he had 3 bags. And of course, I ain't gonna say it was a black and white thing, but I'm just saying he showed pictures of other people on the plane that had more than 2 bags. I'm just saying. So he was told by the flight attendant that he had too many bags and he needed to consolidate his bags. So, of course, if you know Marlon, he's kind of laid back, nonchalant, cool type of dude. So he didn't make a big scene. He was like, I see other people with more than 2 bags. Why are you calling me out? And the guy was like, listen, it is what it is. There's a 2-bag rule. You have 4. So he said you have to consolidate your bags or check them. So he decided he had enough room in his carry-on bag that he was putting over his overhead, and he put the items from one of the bags into another bag. So when he did that, the flight attendant then told him, your bag needs to be checked because it's overweight. So of course, he thought that the flight attendant was picking on him. He said, at this point, you're going too far. Like, you saw me stand here and consolidate my bags because you asked me to do that. And now that I have done that, now that's a problem too. So I'm not one to say, he was picking on him or whatever. But when you have video of other passengers on the plane that have 4, bags, 3 and 4 bags, well above the required maximum, or the maximum that is allowed, should I say, then that's a problem for me. And I feel like you picking on me. So we got a problem. And I need to talk to somebody. So basically, he's boycotting United Airlines, and he's telling all his friends, all of his celebrity friends, not to fly United Airlines. And honestly, I would feel the same way, especially if I have proof that other people on the airlines have more than the allowed amount of bags.
I'm not a big fan of United myself.
Excuse me, either.
American Airlines.
Oh yeah, American Airlines.
United, I've flown before, but American.
I'm saying we don't have these problems on Southwest. Okay, we fly Spirit, Frontier. What's the other one? Allegiant. We may have to sit way in the back of the plane, but we don't have these problems.
Look, those planes are so small. You sit in the front, you in the back. I'm just saying.
Wait, we were in the back of the plane, and baby was mad. We was flying home. We had a 2-hour and 15-minute flight, and we sat in the last seat, the last row in the last seat in the back of the plane, and we had no window. Baby, he was upset.
I gotta see outside. That's all I'm saying. I gotta see outside, and that's the same thing I am with cruises. I need to be able to see outside.
Yes, yeah.
I don't want no surprises. I don't want to see water coming up under the door, and I don't know we underwater already.
Okay, right? But my thing is, if you see outside and something's happening, what are you gonna be able to do?
I can pray.
You should be. Well, I guess we should be praying. Tuck your head.
Take my phone off airplane mode and say, hey, I'm calling everybody I can. Just let you know this is my last time talking to you.
Exactly. That is very true. That's true. Okay, St. Peace Needs said, I never watched it. Okay, if you have never watched The Marlon Show, all you have to do is watch the first episode.
Are you talking about Rock?
Oh, we talking about Young Rock?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, if you never watched the first episode of the Marlon Show, please do yourself a favor. If you ever are feeling down or sad, your spirits will be lifted, because Marlon is a complete idiot in that first episode. Okay, he should win an Oscar for that one episode because he's dumb. He said, I never watched it, but I just believe everything that H Rock do is funny and pretty good. Oh, The Rock does is pretty good and funny. Wayman, he says they are legendary. Follow the rules. He said, follow the rules, man. Listen, I'm with you on following the rules. However, if you're going to kick me off the plane for having 3 and 4 bags, then kick everybody else off the plane that got 3 and 4 bags. Don't discriminate against me.
I do want to say something, though.
Go.
His last movie, with him running through walls and all that.
Which one?
I think that was the worst movie.
Marlon Wayans?
No, The Rock.
Run through. Oh, what was it?
It was.
Oh,
he was
man.
God of light, the God of thunder, or something.
Adam.
Yeah, Black Adam.
Black Adam. That's
that movie right there. I was like, oh my goodness.
No, okay, we was in the movie theater. No, that wasn't that movie. Was it the Black Adam? We went to the movie theater, and after the movie was over, we sat there like this.
Yeah, cause we thought it was gonna be like, oh man, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, crickets.
Want, want.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
we were not
Read
happy
the
about
script.
that.
If the script don't move you, don't just do the movie to make you some money because you're gonna lose some fans.
No, look at the previews. That's all you need to know. I mean,
I'm saying
it's
if
not
they're
much
hiring
more.
you to be an actor in the movie, look at read the script. If the script don't move you, don't just do it
Yeah.
just because. You
Or
know
if
what
there's
I'm
no
saying?
script. I mean, I'm sure he didn't really have that much dialogue.
He didn't have
probably
that much
had about
dialogue.
2 pages of script in the whole movie.
That's
And
true.
he just ran through walls.
Yeah, that's true.
Like-
Yeah, it wasn't anything about the movie that was realistic. Everything was like really, really fake. Like there was no, like you said, no conversation, no dialogue, no nothing that made you feel like, oh man, this was a really good. I can relate to that.
Where is it going? No, you already knew where it went.
Well, I'm sorry. That's the same way I felt about Quantumania. I
Oh,
was
my
in the movie
goodness.
theater like, what? No, that's the movie we sat at the end looking like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah, and the thing about Quantumania, it was just a whole bunch of action, but nothing was happening.
Exactly. Just a bunch of stuff just flying and going low and flying here and running here. It's like, what's the point?
Like-
Yeah, I wasn't feeling that one. So,
Yeah, so that's
sorry,
a couple-
Quantumania,
that's a
but you
couple
get
that we
2
give our
thumbs down.
down on that
Yeah.
one. Of those.
Yes. So let's talk about how we are spending our time. Great topic. We want to hear what you have to say. We want to know how you're spending your time. Are you doing something worthwhile? Is the time that you're putting into your job, your family, your friends, your neighbors, your career, your life, your artistry, whatever it is, are you getting quality time out of it? Are you putting in quality time? And is it worth your while?
Yeah.
All right. So I want to read something. It says, we all have a limited amount of time. With 24 hours in a day, minus 7 to 8 hours of sleep, how many time-worthy activities do you do in the remaining 16 to 17 hours every day? Be honest with yourself. Do you spend every minute and hour of your day on activities that are truly worthwhile? How many hours do you spend scrolling through social media or on television? Ooh, good one. You can answer
or playing
this.
games.
Yeah, or playing video games. That's a good one. So, how much time do you spend watching television, social media, playing video games, or doing something that's not really worthwhile?
Well, I probably spend, if I was to consolidate everything, because typically when I do that kind of stuff, it's like in spurts, because I'm always multitasking.
Yeah.
But I would probably say 2 hours. I would say 2 hours a day I spend on just doing frivolous stuff that's just like entertainment.
That's a great amount of time.
Well, yeah. Well, even if it's looking at,
Like that-
do-it-yourself videos.
Right. No, I'm saying
you
that's
know.
a really good number. If 24 hours
Yeah.
in a day, you spend only about 2 of
hours,
them
'cause-
doing
Yeah, because you figure, like you say, 7 hours of sleep. Then you're doing
Pause,
8,
because I don't
9
really know
hours.
if you get 6 or
Well,
7
think
hours.
about it. 6. If I go to bed on average at 12, and get up at 6:30, 7 o'clock, that's 6,
Yeah, you
7
get
hours.
up out the bed, but you are not actually waking up. You're like up at
That's
3.
because we're doing other things.
OMG! Oh my gosh. Please, people, help. Please pray for me.
You started it.
I did not.
I was gonna kind of scurry around it, and just
I'm completely
okay.
embarrassed right now.
So we can go ahead and add that 30 minutes into my 2 hours, okay? All right, so here we go.
I'm done, and I have nothing else to say, and the show is about to be over, okay? Because I was not ready for that right there.
Yeah, but TV time, I love watching movies. I think everyone needs a de-stressor. If you don't de-stress and just do something that's not work, meditate.
Ooh.
Because it's healthy.
Absolutely.
But I definitely believe in doing things other than your job stuff, and even just raising the kids and making sure they're everything they can be. You got to spend time on yourself, for yourself.
Absolutely.
Do yourself.
Right.
So
Yeah, I agree with that.
important, yeah.
I think the only way that you can be good for someone else is you have to first be good to yourself. Because if you're tired, if you're mentally stressed or worn out, emotionally drained, physically beat, sleepy, you can't focus, you have foggy thoughts, and mental clarity is not as good as it should be, then there's no way that you can give 100% to anybody else. And trust me, it is important to take care of yourself, to love yourself, so that you can be your best self for yourself, and then you show up as good and as a great person for somebody else.
Yeah. So what are your numbers?
Okay, first of all, I like sleep. Okay, that is one of my favorite pastimes, if not my favorite pastime.
3:00 in the morning. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Don't try it. No, because you wake me up at 3:00 in the
That's what I'm
morning.
saying.
I'm about to shut this show down. Okay. So I would probably say I spend. Honestly, I'm not really a social media person, and being a recording artist, someone that sings, I really do need to be more in tune with social media, because I know that that's what the fans are into and that's what people want to see. But I'm not really a social media person. Like, I honestly could care less what's going on in the world, and a lot of that stuff is just like little snippets of things that's going on. I'm the type of person that if I'm vested into something that's going on, I want to be involved in what's going on. I don't want to just, every now and then see your kids and see your car, then see your hair, and then you see your hat, and then see your new shoes, and then that don't do it for me. So I would probably say I spend about, oh my gosh, I would probably say about the same, about 2 hours just doing, I'm a YouTube person. Now, I do like the YouTube shorts. I like the little 30-second, 45-second videos. I see the cute little kids. I love to see couples, like the wife in the kitchen cooking or the husband in the kitchen cooking, and then the wife run in to eat it all, eat all the food or taste the food and give their feedback. I like stuff like that.
What are your top? I'm going to give you top 4 things you typically look at on YouTube.
Me? Oh.
And give us yours too.
Okay. I love Tiny Desk concerts.
Yes.
That is one of my absolute favorites. I love Tiny Desk concerts. I actually love music, period. So I love watching live performances on YouTube. So anyone that's doing a live concert, and I'm not a Beyonce fan or Rihanna fan or any of those, but if they're doing a live concert, I absolutely love live entertainment. So I will watch that. I love Tiny Desk. I just watched Babyface. He had Tank and Shantae Moore and Avery Wilson on there. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, they were doing their thing.
Yes, they did their thing. And I also watched Charlie Wilson. He was fantastic. Love Uncle Charlie. So I love Tiny Desk concerts. I also love DIY. I love, I've gotten into event planning and coordinating, doing weddings and parties and all that good stuff. So I watch a lot of DIY stuff to figure out how to be frugal with money and still make a lot of money in the process. Dollar Tree is my best friend, and I buy a lot of stuff on some other sites that I won't share because they're secrets. And so I love that. So Tiny Desk concerts or live concerts. I love DIY. I love family shows. Like, I love shows that talk about marriage, that are positive shows. Like, I know that I love watching Shawnee O'Neal and Pastor Keon Henderson, who just recently got married. If you don't know, Shawnee O'Neal is Shaquille O'Neal's ex-wife. She just married a pastor, and they have amazing conversations, and they do them live. They talk about any and everything, and they're very transparent. And I love that they are a middle-aged couple like ourselves, and they are living out their best life for God in front of the cameras and being a great representation of Black excellence and Black love for their children and for communities alike to see. Because if you know Shawnee O'Neal, she is the producer of the Basketball Wives. And that show, oh my God. If you have not seen that show, you talking about fighting, throwing bottles, busting heads, cursing people out, pulling hair, yanking bras, and throwing clothes and snatching shoes and busting upside the head. That is what that show was. And I'm like, oh my God. So to see her do a complete 180, and now her focus is God and her family, and her husband and the church, and being a beautiful first lady, I applaud her. Oh my God. Oh my God, I love it. So definitely marriage shows. And the third one, I would just say whatever comes up in the YouTube shorts.
Awesome.
What are yours?
Well, definitely the do-it-yourselfers.
Yeah.
Those videos, because I love to learn.
Yeah.
And it can be just about anything. So DIY, definitely cooking.
Yes.
That's one of the things I'm always looking up. Different ways to put spins on things. I love MMA, martial arts, and stuff like that. So I watch a lot of the MMA, martial arts, and then IT.
Definitely
I'm always,
IT.
Up on, technology and of course, I like the tiny desk and the music and all that, but as far as things that I'm constantly just looking for
Yeah.
is pretty much, the cooking, do it yourself, or,
Martial arts.
home repair,
Yeah.
martial arts.
I think I like tiny desk concerts, obviously, because I am an artist.
Mhm.
I like to see what other people are doing, not so that I can copy, but just to see what the fans enjoy, what people enjoy. And I am a artist that grew up in church as the worship leader, the choir director, the lead soloist, the drummer. I did a lot of things that involved music growing up in my grandmother's church from a very young age. So live entertainment and audience engagement is my passion. It's in my blood. And it's really the only thing I really know when it comes to music. So to watch other artists live, it just gives me life.
Oh,
It
yeah.
gives me excitement. I really, really enjoy it because it's something that I'm passionate about and it's something that I love doing.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I love it too. But those are things that I have to be targeted,
Yeah.
or I'm looking at something else, maybe doing something in the studio. The next thing you know, one of those pop up, and then next thing you know, I'm hooked on looking at that for 40 minutes or something.
Yeah.
But normally, I would say, 8 times out of 10, I'm basically searching for those other things, and then something else pops up, and it's like, huh. Oh man, I like him. Like if Jamie Foxx,
Yes.
started singing or something. But I do love live entertainment.
I do too.
Especially
There's nothing like it.
comedy, especially comedy.
Yes. Yes.
So.
All right. So talking about spending your time. So St. Pete Sneed said his hobby is putting ribs on the grill. Hello, bro.
Today.
Oh, let me put the today in there, okay? He likes putting ribs on the grill today.
That's his hobby.
And we sure appreciate your hobby because we are family, and so sometimes we get to enjoy that. So since you putting ribs on the grill today, make sure you call a sister and call a cousin and a cousin every now and then. And he does. Shout out to Ken for St. Pete Sneed for always loving on his family and including his family when he's cooking. So
I'm gonna have to bring him some ribs. I'm gonna pull the smoker out and bring you some ribs one of these days. The smoker kind of stay in the shed a lot because I don't like leaving it out.
Yeah.
Because bugs like to sniff
They
out
do.
that good cooking smell, and then they
That part.
Whew. But anyway.
And I'm just show up.
I'ma hook you up.
I'm a great support system. Okay, when he bring the ribs, I'ma just be there.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some chicken and ribs soon. Once we get some time, because you know that's a half-day process just doing smoked food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to grill, but when you smoking something,
Yeah.
smoking some ribs,
For sure.
mm.
Okay, so listen, if you spend more than half of your time on things that aren't very important, it's alarming. This can imply that you have already wasted half of your life. One important thing about wasting your time or spending your time on quality things is authenticity. So you want to read authenticity?
Well, the first principle is when your time is authentic. This is the point at which you recognize your current time constraints and focus on doing the right thing during that time period while avoiding focusing on the wrong things.
Ooh, let's expand on that. Because you know what? When you start doing one thing, you can get locked in on something that's going on, and then something else will happen, and then you don't even realize you start spending more time on that second thing that you weren't even intending to spend time on, and then you lose track of time, and what you had originally meant to do becomes undone.
Yeah, and sometimes that happens when you have bad planning practices. Maybe you're working on a project and you're all over the place trying to get it done, but you have no plan, no things in order. Like I'm gonna do this first, second, third, fourth, and then I'm gonna finish. When you just say, okay, I'm gonna work on the house and I'm gonna do all these things, and then you're doing a little bit of everything, then that's not something that's conducive to your time.
Yes.
You're wasting a whole bunch of time because
Wasting.
eventually you're gonna go back and start over on something that you started with in the first place.
Yes,
So it's plan will make your time more valuable.
absolutely.
Planning
Makes your time more valuable. And my word, intention. Quality time is time spent with intention. That is, you don't get quality time by chance. And this aligns with being authentic. With intention means that you have a sense of focus and purpose in what you're doing. And thus, you do it deliberately. It also means you're deliberately allocating time for something, no matter how big or small it is. Listen, I have to appreciate my husband because he is not really a phone person, right? So when we go places, I can always count on him to give me his undivided attention. And I appreciate that because it has helped me to learn to do the same for him. Because I'm the type of person that I'll pull out my phone, check my email. I'll pull out my phone, check my text messages. I'll pull out my phone and check, my apps for coupons. All over the place. I play games on my phone. I read books on my phone. And so I can always count on him to give me his undivided attention. However, sometimes that gets him in trouble because he'll look at his phone 6 or 7 hours later and have 55 text messages and he's in trouble because somebody is calling or messaging saying, "Can you tell my son to check his phone? Can you tell my brother? Can you tell my cousin?" And I'm like, "Babe, can you please check your phone?" And he's like, "Oh."
Didn't know who to reach out to.
They
I
call me.
apologize for that, Mom. And the rest of the fam that be sending messages and including me, and I don't reply. And that's saying, we send a message out and people don't reply, and we be like, "Oh man, I guess they don't care." And they
But
ain't
see,
replying.
I reply. You the one get us in trouble.
In general, I'm the wrong person to say anything about anybody replying because I don't always look at my phone. I'm not always looking at my phone.
What are you looking at?
I'm always studying, doing something else, or just working on something.
That's true.
And normally, I would leave my phone in another room and then realize when it goes
3
off
hours
later, oh,
Yes.
my phone's in the studio.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, you are you are laser focused.
And the funny thing is, I'll hear it go off and be like,
Eh.
I'll get it later.
Mm-hmm, yeah. And please don't die, don't get shot in the toe, or nothing like that and call him.
If it's urgent, you can call me if it's urgent or pressing, but if you expect for me to return a text message pretty fast, then text me back to back. Then I'll hear, I'm like, oh shoot, somebody texting me back to back. Oh, it must be important. It must be important. Or I may have a special tone or something. I don't know.
Some of your family members have special tones. I shouldn't say that.
And if I hear it, but if
bad.
I tend to do a special tone for people that send me messages
often.
Yeah. Especially like my, mom, direct, siblings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But people that don't really text me that much, I don't know it's you because
you don't text me that much.
Because you don't text me that much. So I don't know if it's important unless I hear, text messages that go back to back or somebody call.
That's true. All right. So we have questions for you. What are you spending your time on? We want to hear from you. What do you do that excites you, that keeps you happy, that keeps you motivated, that you spend a lot of your time on? And then what are you spending your time on that you need to change, that you need to do something different? We want to hear from you. Type it in the chat. Send us a message. Let us know. Don't be ashamed. We're going to call you out, but we're going to talk about it. Okay? So why you should aim for having more quality time. Listen, always aim to devote your time to only time-worthy activities because those are the things that will provide you with fulfillment and satisfaction. So increased sense of accomplishment. High quality time can bring a sense of fulfillment and happiness to our lives because it allows us to focus on what is most important to us and feel a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction. When we are able to effectively manage our time and utilize it to accomplish the most important tasks, our confidence and sense of well-being increases. So imagine completing the long desired organization of your storage room or your closet or your kitchen, your cabinets, your bathroom, your floor, your whatever it is. Can you imagine the fulfillment, the excitement that you get after completing a long project?
Yeah. And one of the things, the satisfaction that I get is now I don't have to do it because I did it already. I can move on to the next thing.
Exactly.
That's my motivation right there. Most of the time is
okay.
So I don't have to think about doing it anymore.
Yeah.
Let me just do it. Or it's just gonna stay on my mind.
That's true. I'm the same way. If I have something that I put on my mental checklist, I cannot stop thinking about it until I complete it, no matter
Mm-hmm.
how small or big it is. Because if I put it in my mental checklist, that means it's important enough that needs to be done, no matter how big or small it is. So I cannot sleep until it's done. I start shaking. I'm like, something I was supposed to do. What was I supposed to do? Oh, yeah, let me do it. So I can check it off and get it off my list,
And
right?
then when you say, "Oh yeah, let me do it," something else come up because you're already doing something else, and then you forget to do it right then.
Yeah. And why is it that every time you start doing something, other stuff want to come up and you got to do other stuff and it never stops?
Mm.
It's like, can I get a break? Hello. St. Pete Sneeze says, I do spend a lot of time doing nothing after I get off from work 6 days a week. I'll sit home and do nothing. That's what I do.
There you go. There you go. You need downtime when you wear
Yeah.
yourself out.
Absolutely. I think it's important to, like, you were talking earlier about meditating. So I have this app on my phone, and it's only about, you can do it 2 minutes, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes, or you can do it longer. I normally do about 2 minutes at a time where I just sit, close my eyes, and do nothing. So I'll maybe go in the bathroom, or while I'm taking a shower, I'll just stand under the water and just close my eyes and just take deep breaths in and exhale, deep breaths in and exhale, just so I can have those few minutes of not thinking about nothing, doing nothing, worrying about nothing, having to communicate or give my opinion about anything. I just stand there and just enjoy those 2 minutes of just nothingness.
2 minutes.
And I love it.
That's all it takes.
Yes, it really does. I think that meditation is so important. We do with my job at United Health Group, we have a team that every time we have a meeting, we do a reflection. And so a lot of the times I will present the reflection for our team. And I try to find reflections that apply to not just working as a team or working your job, but reflections that apply to your everyday life. Man, life is so short. I think about, like I said earlier, I was watching a Tina Turner video where they were interviewing her like 2 weeks before she passed away. She was lively and bubbly and full of life and coherent, and she still looked young and she just looked like she had another 30 years to live, just by the interview that she was doing. And then 2 weeks later, she's gone. The same thing with Jamie Foxx, it's like he's on set, he's shooting a movie, he's living life, he's living his best life, and then the next day it's all over the news that he's hospitalized in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's been weeks, it's been months, since we've heard anything about his health. So when we talk about how you're spending your time, are you doing something that's worthwhile? What are you spending your valuable time on? We don't ask that question lightly. We ask that question to give you something to really, truly think about. Are you spending your time with your spouse or your kids, or doing something that you can look back and be extremely proud of, no matter how small or big it is? And I love that, St. Pete Sneed, that you say after working 6 days a week, you come home and do absolutely nothing. Because guess what? A lot of times that doing nothing is good for your heart, it's good for your mental, it's good for your emotional, state of being, just being able to wind down and just be with yourself.
Yeah, I tell you, I'm with the do nothing thing. I probably do nothing probably a good 15, 20 minutes. And I even, take a little 15, 20-minute nap. But after that, I'm like, okay, I did my nothing. And then I'm on to the next.
Exactly. And you know what? It's different strokes for different folks, I know me, I don't take naps. I go to sleep. Okay, let me just say that. And you tell me I can take a nap, I'm gonna be pissed off. Okay, so let me go to sleep for a good 2 hours, and then I can stay up for about another 7-8 hours.
Yeah, I just do a reboot.
I
say probably about 3 times a week.
I can't do 15 minutes. I will wake up with a migraine headache, and I'll be mad at everybody in the room. There ain't nobody in there but you. And then I wake up mad.
But that's
my like, what is your problem?
That's my meditation period, though.
15 minutes?
So I can still hear.
Yeah. First of all, let's talk about it, okay? Okay? Because yes, you can. You can still hear when you're asleep. And I'm like, how the heck did you do that? Okay? When I'm asleep, I'm gone with Jesus somewhere, okay? I don't hear nothing. You can move the house. And I wake up and be like, oh, when did that happen? Was I really sleep that long? You moved the whole house?
Well,
okay.
To the jungle. To the jungle.
Exactly. When I go to sleep, I go, when you know how what they say, when black people go on break, we break. Okay. When I go to sleep, I sleep. It is not a game. You can tap dance, you can hang upside down on the ceiling, you can scream at the top of your lungs, and I would probably still be asleep. and be like, tell me about it when I wake up, because right now I'm having a moment.
Yeah,
But when
I've
you
done quite a
sleep,
bit of work around the house.
no, when this one sleeps, okay, I be having conversation on the phone with my mom. I talk to my children. I'm watching TV. I get up and maybe go change my shoes or put on my pajamas. But he know everything I did, and I'm like, how the heck do you know that? I did it while you were asleep. Oh, I wasn't asleep. Yes, you were. I heard you snoring.
I was meditating.
You okay meditating?
That's a trick snore.
Maybe that's what it is, because I don't know how you do. But listen, I have an aunt. Okay, I want to talk about my aunt Sherrod. I have an aunt who, when my cousin and I were younger, we used to try to sneak in her room because she always had the good candy in her room. So we would sneak in her room and try to get a Tootsie Roll or some Boston baked beans, some lemon heads or something, because she always had some good candy in her room. And she would give it to us sparingly. So I don't know why we try to sneak in there and take it, because we was getting it anyway. But hey, we kids, we got to do something sneaky to be bad or whatever. We would sneak in her room, and I promise you, she would be snoring, but her eyes would be open. And when we would walk in her room, her eyes would follow us to the other side of the room. And baby, all I had to do was see that one time, and I ain't been in her room since. I was like, how are you doing that? Because you are clearly snoring and you are clearly asleep, but your eyeballs are open and you are following us around the room. Anybody got time for that? No. So yeah, I never did that again. I did that one time and then we was out. I told my cousin, you go steal the candy, and when you come out, I'll be waiting out here for you. I'll be waiting for you. Okay. No, I'm not doing that no more. So listen, it is so important that Snake Piece needs to say you be trying to wake him up with all that extra noise. Listen, I'm just saying, I don't know how in the world he functions, because he hardly sleeps ever in life.
I sleep at night.
No, you will sleep 15 minutes. You might sleep 2 or 3 hours, but then you ready to go a whole nother day.
You know what? But good. The thing is, I sleep good when I sleep.
You do sleep good. Mm-hmm. I'm proud of you. I don't know when that is, but when you do sleep, you get it in. I will never forget. We got in the truck and drove from Florida to Georgia. It was 5.5 hour trip to go visit his uncle. On a Saturday morning, we left at like 4 a.m. Okay, so we got there at about 9. Right? I think we left 3:30. Got there about 9. Okay. He spent the day with his uncle. They did music. They did IT. They built a computer. He showed his uncle how to do tracks and recordings and all kinds of stuff. I mean, it was like a whole shebang going on up in that studio, okay? That lasted until about 2 or 3, okay? So we got there at 9. He didn't go to sleep. He didn't take a nap. Mind you, we had been on the road for 5.5 hours. That was 9 o'clock. He got in the studio with his uncle. They started doing music, talking. His uncle gets so excited when he comes in town, so they was just loving on each other, doing their music thing. Y'all do your thing. I'm going to be in here, sleep. Not taking a nap, but sleep. Okay, so they in there. That's 9 o'clock. 2 o'clock rolls around, so that's what, 5 hours? About 3 o'clock, this one, he says, all right, love you, Unc. We're going to see you later. We're going to hit the road. I'm looking at him like, I'm sorry, we're going to do what? And what? I'm sorry, what? And he said, yeah, we're going to head back home. He gets in the truck and drives us 5.5 hours back to St. Petersburg, Florida. He lost his mind. I said a prayer. I said, Lord, please don't let me die in this truck, because he ain't had no sleep and he been up all the day long. Please let us make it back to St. Pete safe. And he woke me up at what time? 6, 7 o'clock?
I know, sometimes.
To tell me we're home. I was like, okay, now I know you crazy. I thought for a second you was crazy. I'll keep telling his mom. I said, please tell your son you dropped him on his head when he's a baby, because I know you did. Because it's crazy.
No drops.
Yeah. So we made it home, and I was like, yeah, now I know you crazy. I don't have to ask anybody. I know for certain. That was crazy. So St. Pete Sneed says, on the phone with your mom, probably with keys, La Mendola opening dresses. Let me just
making all kinds of noises and stuff.
He said, no, I said, you be on the phone with your mother, you be fumbling with keys, you be slamming doors, you might as well just say, get up and keep me company. I be trying to be quiet because he hears me anyway. So I can't do anything when I say nothing without him knowing. He knows everything. And I just be sitting there laughing, because I'm like, I know doggone well you was snoring. Like his head was down, like his eyes was closed. He was in a full sleep. And he wake up and he knows exactly what they said on TV. I'm like, I'll pause the TV and he'll be like, she'll be coming around the mountain. I'm like, how the heck did you know that? That's what he said. You've been asleep for 5 minutes. I don't know how he does it, but he should win an Oscar. I'm about to call the Emmys. I'm about to call somebody because he needs an Oscar for the performance. That's all I'm saying. Ask me what they said on TV. I could not tell you one word because I'm out.
But you be making up stuff though. It'd be funny though. It'd be so cute.
Whatever.
Like the lady just took the little girl and then grabbed her hand.
And what you tell me,
that was 30
minutes
ago. When you fell asleep.
I'm telling you, that's what was said because that's the last thing I heard. That's all I got. I don't have nothing else. The last thing I heard when I went to sleep was that the lady took the child in the room and rocked her to sleep. There you go.
You say, I'm up. All right, I'm up.
And then you press play, and what happened? We about to end the show.
I can't see you.
You ain't gonna talk about me in front of everybody, okay?
I'll be over there. Can I see this right here?
My sister be tired. I can't hang with him.
That bubble. Oh, or when I laugh at something that's funny that I know you should be laughing at too. But let me stop the TV. Let me put pause. Let me press pause.
Listen.
And I was up. I
can't hang with you, man. I be trying. I be trying to hang with you.
I know when you be tired.
Listen.
Especially when you be put on one of my shows and talking about, let's look at this.
I'm like, yeah, let's watch a cooking show.
That's a telltale sign. No, I'm going to let you watch a cooking show. All right, let's watch it.
I be trying to be, in tune with what you love, honey. So I be trying to put on your cooking show so we can watch it together.
So we can watch it together. Like, what did you see? Black?
Listen, you are intentional about what you spend your time on, and I'm intentional about what I spend my time on. My time just happens to be on sleep. Mm-hmm. But trust and believe, when I'm up, I gets it in. Don't I be doing some work, don't I? I gets it done. Don't play, because I be, while we talking about getting it done, I got to share my screen with everybody because listen, if you have not purchased your ticket for the Fashion in Motion extravaganza that's going down on July 1st, baby, you don't want to miss out, hunty. I'm telling you right now, it's going down at 6 p.m. It's going down at the American Legion, Post 5 in Tampa, Florida, at the corner of Del Mabry Highway and Kennedy Boulevard, featuring the Tampa Housewives and the Orlando Housewives. We have skating, we have modeling, we have line dancing, we have liturgical dancing, we have live performances. What else we got, honey?
We got some surprises.
We got some surprises.
We ain't gonna tell you everything, but we got a couple of surprises that you ain't gonna be ready for.
You ain't gonna be ready for. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Hey, listen, get your tickets now. They're only $40. But listen, it's gonna be worthwhile. There will be light refreshments served. There will be a raffle going on. Baby, you do not want to miss this show. I'm telling you right now, we have some amazing talent. We have some phenomenal people that will be in this show. And this will not be the only one we're doing. But I don't want you to wait till we do the second one, because the first one, this one, the bomb right here.
And I will be one of your MCs.
Yes, and the queen of line dance, my mother, Miss Sheila, will be an MC, and my baby, Lord help everybody in the audience, will also be an MC. We have a disco theme. It's going to be so much fun. If you do not have your ticket, make sure you call us 727-826-7353 and get your tickets, people. July 1st, 6 o'clock. It's going down at the American Legion and Vets Post 5, the corner of Kennedy Boulevard and Del Mabry Highway in Tampa, Florida. Listen, be intentional about what you spend your time on. Love on the people you should be loving on. Make sure you're authentic when you're spending time with yourself and with everybody else. Be authentic and intentional about what you are doing with your quality time. Life is short, and you are not promised tomorrow. Live every day like it's your last. We appreciate you for watching. Make sure you hit that bell so you'll know when we go live again. Like, subscribe, and share with everybody. And y'all already know, I'm your girl, your best friend, your next door neighbor, the one and only Natasha Cash.
I'm T-Dub in the building.
And we are your hosts of Beyond the Chat, y'all. It's been amazing. Thank y'all so much for the love and support. We'll see you all next Sunday. Keep it plain, keep it real. We really get down to it. You know the drill. From the bottom to the top. Stay tuned, make sure you stay locked. We go, yeah. We're not just talk, we go. Thank you for watching. Peace.